Alright guys, just going to make a real quick video for how to install the Hoyt internals into the remote. So I took the liberty of already taking the bolts out. So there's just 4 bolts. What you're going to do is just take off the back. You have the internals in here, and these just pop right out. And then you're going to also want to take these buttons out. Alright, and then we can put this to the side. Now on this guy, there's usually some tabs right here, but I had them cut off to fit them inside the new remote case. So you're going to have to do that, but I'll show you that when we get there. On this side, there's 2 screws down at the bottom near the micro USB. You're going to want to take those off. It's a pretty fine screw, Phillips head, so you're going to want to use the right tool. Once those come off, the other side will just come right apart. So this plastic piece will just come right off. It just slides off that tab. So there's usually 3 tabs that stick up right here, and I just snipped them with a little bit left, just a couple millimeters, so that when they fit into the case, they go into these little support holes right here. So the battery is now separate from the case, and we can put it into the new case. When you receive your new case, there's going to be a little bit of a double-sided tape right down here. You don't need to take this sticky stuff off. I just put it there as a pad for the battery. So what you're going to want to do, stick the motherboard or the board right in there, and it just fits right in. Put the battery on the other side. And what I did is I put a little bit of tape, just some electrical tape right over here, just to get the wires out of the way of that one hole for when you're putting it together. This little hole right here, you just don't want to pinch these wires on that. So this will just sit right in here, and sorry, it's an old piece of tape, so it's starting to come a little bit loose. Oh, I forgot the buttons. First you're going to want to put the buttons in. So those will just fit right in where the old Hoyt buttons did. Right there. On the other side. There's going to be maybe a little bit of sticky piece right here. You're going to want to leave that on there. There might be one on this side as well. But you're just going to want to leave that on. Alright, so you drop that into place. Stick the wires down a little bit. And then we can screw from the other side the board to the case. Don't tighten it too much. It's going to have to create its own threads going in there, but it's fairly easy. Just make sure it's nice and straight. Push it down. And just tighten until it touches the board, basically. If you go too far, you can strip the head of the screw and it might be a little pain. Alright, so now that's in place, what you want to do is stick the back on. So, just put it right up top. Should fit right in place. And then there's a little lip around the edge. On the back side, it's indented, and on the front side, it's raised a little bit to go into the indentation on the back side. So when you're putting it together, it's going to be a tight fit. And what you're going to want to do is just kind of put the screws in one by one, and then just kind of tighten them just a little bit each. So one. Do that right now. It's the same size as the Hoyt screws, and they come with the case. You'll see them inside. So I'm not screwing them all the way in just yet. And with these guys, you're going to want to not go too tight either, but you just want it to make sure the whole remote lines up. So it's just pretty finger tight. Not a whole lot of torque. I'm using a Weehaw torque screwdriver, and I have it set to 0.8 Newton meters. I'm not even clicking it on 0.8 just yet, but I might do that at the end. Alright, so those are just tightened down to where they fit together, and the case is all together. The lip is overlapping, so everything looks smooth. Since everything's smooth, you can tighten it down the rest of the way. Like I said, not much. About 0.8 Newton meters is what I have it set to. You might set it to like 0.7, 0.6. Alright, it should be all done. So now you just press the button, power on, make sure it sounds right, looks right, should be good to go.